Hi, I'm Bob. Welcome back to the tutorial on solving the exercises for Professor Jeffrey Perloff's textbook, Microeconomics Theory and Applications with Calculus, the 5th edition. We will finish the last 6 problems today in the group price discrimination section in Chapter 12. Let's go to exercise 3.11. A monopoly sells its good in the United States, where the elasticity of demand is -2, and in Japan, where the elasticity of demand is -5. Its marginal cost is 10. At what price does the monopoly sell its good in each country if resale is impossible? The monopoly engages in group price discrimination. It maximizes its profit by setting the marginal revenue equal to the marginal cost for each country. We then use the relationship between marginal revenue, price, and elasticity of demand to find the answer. Let's solve exercise 3.12. How would the analysis in solved problem 12.2 change if the marginal cost is 70 or 40? We will see what happens if the marginal cost is 40. If price discrimination by age is legal, we determine the profit maximizing price for each group by setting the marginal revenue equal to the marginal cost for each group. We can obtain the optimal output and price for the senior group and the other group. If price discrimination by age is not legal, the monopoly charges a single price for all consumers. We first derive the total demand curve. It is the horizontal sum of the demand curves for each group. Then we write the total inverse demand function. Next, we write the corresponding marginal revenue function. There is a kink on the curve at the price of 60. Finally, we find the output and price. Since the marginal cost is 40, the marginal cost curve intersects the marginal revenue curve in the section where both age groups have positive demand. We can obtain the monopoly quantity and price. The single pricing monopoly charges $55 if group price discrimination is not allowed. It is between the two prices it would charge if it could price discriminate. Notice that the total output, 4.5, is the same whether in uniform pricing or group pricing in this case. The above is when the marginal cost is $40. If it is $70, we can see that the seniors will not purchase because the maximum possible reservation price for seniors is $60. The monopoly faces only the other group of consumers. it will sell 1 unit and charge $80 per unit. Let's do exercise 3.13. A monopoly sells to N1 consumers in country 1 and N2 in country 2, where each person in country 1 has a constant elasticity demand function of Q1 equals P to the power epsilon 1, and every person in country 2 has a demand function of Q2 equals P to the power epsilon 2. Thus, the country demand functions are Q1 equals N1 times P to the power epsilon 1 and Q2 equals N2 times P to the power epsilon 2. The monopoly manufactures the output at constant marginal cost M. What prices does the monopoly charge in the two countries if it can group price discriminate? If the monopoly cannot price discriminate, what price does it charge? If group price discrimination is possible, the monopoly sets the price for each group where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. From the demand function, we can write the revenue function. Differentiating the revenue with respect to quantity gives the marginal revenue. Setting marginal revenue equal to marginal cost gives the monopoly price for each group of consumers. If group price discrimination is impossible, and the monopoly charges a single price, it faces the total demand Q, which is the horizontal sum of the two individual demands. We can follow the same steps by writing the revenue function and the marginal revenue function. We can define the combined elasticity epsilon as the weighted sum of the two individual elasticities to simplify the expression. Let's find answers to exercise 3.14. Show that the equilibrium elasticities in the two countries must be equal in solved problem 12.3. From the linear inverse demand function and a constant marginal cost, the monopoly charges the same price in the two countries because the parameter A is the same in the two inverse demand functions. From the equation that relates price and elasticity, we know that the equilibrium elasticities in the two countries must be the same. Let's address exercise 3.15. According to the report from the Foundation for Taxpayer and Consumer Rights, gasoline costs twice as much in Europe as in the United States because taxes are higher in Europe. However, the amount per gallon net of taxes that US consumers pay is higher than that paid by Europeans. The report concludes that U.S. motorists are essentially subsidizing European drivers who pay more for taxes but substantially less into oil company profits. Given that oil companies have market power and can price discriminate across countries, is it reasonable to conclude that U.S. consumers are subsidizing Europeans? Explain your answer. A simple answer is no, because the monopoly engages in group price discrimination and charges different optimal prices to maximize its profit in each market. Let's finish the last question. Does a monopoly's ability to price discriminate between two groups of consumers depend on its marginal cost curve? Why or why not? We follow the hint in this exercise and consider two cases. In case 1, the marginal cost is so high that the first group's maximum possible reservation price is lower than the monopoly's marginal cost, as the graph shows. Then, the monopoly only sells products to the second group of consumers, and group price discrimination is impossible. In case 2, the marginal cost is low enough that the monopoly wants to sell to both groups. In this case, the monopoly can group price discriminate as long as resale is prevented. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you soon. Take care. Thank you for watching this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. See you next time.